And we just saw in Arkansas, Donald Trump leads the way as of right now. But again, Florida is one of those states that if Donald Trump doesn't win, a lot of people say he doesn't have a path to victory. I hate to interrupt you right now.
Right.
We are getting an ABC News call right now. We just learned that Republicans will retain control of the House. Really no surprise here.
Yeah, not at all.
But polls just closed again in Arkansas. 7:30 was the closing time. They started closing across the country at 5. So we are slowly getting those results in, but definitely some very tight races.
Yeah.
Michigan is blue. It could be flipped. It's been close. And Hillary bringing out the big guns last night. The Senate flip. I mean, again, it's held by a majority of Republicans, and that could change after tonight.
Yeah, it's expected that the Democrats will pick up 4, maybe 5 seats. They have more of a chance of picking up 4 to 5 seats than they do only 3 seats. So it is likely that they will take on more seats than they had before, and it could lead to a tie between the Republicans and Democrats.
Should be called by the vice president.
Exactly. So,
okay, how do you think the down ballots are going to factor into that? If he can pull off Florida, we're going to be hanging on all night.
yeah, so I think history is going to be made, but I don't know if it's going to be made for Donald Trump. I think it's likely to be made for Hillary Rodham Clinton as the first female president.
Do you? And this has been one of the most divisive elections in history. And what are we going to need to hear from whoever wins to kind of bring the country together?
We need a positive message from either candidate, and also from the candidate that does lose. They need to be able to speak out and say that they accept the results and they are willing to do whatever it takes to help the new president.
All right. Now, if it's Donald Trump who loses, I mean, you think he's going to do it? You think he's going to concede graciously like his son says he will?
And 11 o'clock. We just need to see what happens in those battleground states on the East Coast.
Hey, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have to watch and see what happens. And again, I think you and I, we touched on Florida a little bit, but it's just been swinging in the wind. These are the states that the AP has called obviously the reds for Donald Trump, blue for Hillary Clinton. Arkansas has not been called yet. And of course, you see there, keep in mind, you need 270 to win. So that is what we're going for. And you just kind of mentioned that you don't think it's possible that Donald Trump get to that number unless he takes all 3 of those swing states you mentioned, Ohio, Florida, and North Carolina.
Yeah, that is really going to end up being where he's going to end up living or dying, unless we see again something where you have a pretty unexpected upset like Michigan going towards Mr. Trump.
And that could happen.
That could happen, but it's a lot easier for him to win any of those 3 states we mentioned than Michigan.
Okay, let's talk about these highly contested Senate races tonight. There are 8 of them going on across the country. We know the results of Florida. We mentioned Marco Rubio has won Florida. Issue 6, I hate to keep cutting you off. They're just in my ear with these updates too, so nothing personal.
Oh, no, I understand, yeah.
Just in case our viewers at home don't know. They're talking in my ear. But let's talk about issue 6 here in Arkansas. This is one of the major ballot proposals. It would legalize medical marijuana, if you don't know, in the state. Of course, it's been a very divisive issue on the ballot, and as obvious in the early count.